Hello, traveler. Crowdmate is having a sale from end of August to early September. Use code SUMMEREND for 20% off. Buy my clothes so you can support me. And that's it. Just me, no one else. Just buy my stuff. Thank you.
Crime. We're talking about criminals this episode, but not just normal criminals, specifically criminals in the sphere of YouTube. So they're like normal criminals, except somehow even worse. Criminals are cool. That was a lie. But they are sometimes interesting, like the couple that just couldn't wait. What's the story behind that? We'll never know. But what's more interesting is criminals that have committed crimes that are super obvious to everyone except them. Speaking of super obvious, let's talk about today's sponsor and the super obvious reasons that you should buy one. Do you want a wallet that's sleek, efficient, compact, and not made out of a material that rapidly erodes? If only there was a material more durable than leather. Like, a metal. A few months ago, I bought a wallet to replace my old wallet that I bought to replace my old wallet. Maybe if you're like me, you don't like the idea of spending $30-ish to buy a new product that is functionally identical to the last one and has already started to deform and show signs of wear after spending a few months completely stationary on my desk. Wow, I can't wait to spend another $30 a year from now. Except I don't have to, because wallets from Ridge are designed to last your entire life, and if they don't, there's a lifetime warranty. Although you can be pretty confident they're not going to break, seeing as there's a 45-day free trial, and also they're made from things like aluminum, titanium, and carbon fiber. Not cardboard. With 30,000 5-star reviews, I think they might be right. There's over 30 colors to choose from if you're styling like me. And the wallets themselves can handle up to 12 cards and cash without changing shape, bending, or breaking. It always stays in the compact rectangle shape. You never have to worry about it. It'll always fit in your pocket or attached to your belt, which, along with the RFID protection, makes it one of the most secure wallets because thieves can't steal your money digitally and they can't steal it physically because this thing is more attached to me than my arm. What's the thief gonna do, steal me? So why wait? Get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns using the code KAPPA at the link given on the screen and in the description. It's perfect for an upgrade to your wallet or for a gift. They're also just really neat. Wasn't that nice? Just a sliver of time where we don't have to continue and I don't have to talk about stupid people that make me get sad. Well, let's just stay here for a second, eh? Let's just enjoy each other's company. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. Pain's inevitable. Let's get on with it. Sly sneakers. Playful pranksters. Tubulous jesters. Chested cheaters. That's the cheater mascot, isn't it? You know what I'm talking about. Pranksters. They're a dime a dozen. And if you don't believe me, I thought we had built more trust in this. Ouch. I have no idea if this is true, but I feel like pranksters are the most likely YouTubers to break the law, possibly because the whole format revolves around doing outrageous things, usually in public, while also interacting with people. Gross. Something that happened 15 years ago in my mind, but actually only took place a year ago, was the Spanish YouTuber who filled Oreos with toothpaste and gave them to homeless people as a prank, which is illegal. But unlike many other instances of people breaking the law, this one had the unique trait of being self-incriminating. And by some strange coincidence, he got caught. We'll never know why. So he went to trial, and some very interesting facts about the whole thing came out. Mainly that he tried to bribe the homeless guy with some money. The homeless guy threw up almost immediately, like 5 minutes after eating the Oreo. And he made around about 2,000 euros from that video, which is a lot of money. And his lawyer tried to argue he didn't actually technically poison the homeless man, and the facts were misinterpreted. Even though, as previously mentioned, the homeless guy almost immediately threw up. which is a common side effect of being poisoned. Yeah, the defense didn't work very well, and he got sentenced to 15 months jail time, which he didn't have to serve, mind you, but he did get slapped with a €22,000 fine, which is even more money, and also the stipulation that he can't leave the country and he has to shut down social media for about 5 years, which is probably a good thing for him because it'll give him time to stop self-incriminating and getting caught. And the reason I say that is because he did have another prank where he filled sandwiches with cat shit and then gave them to people. And before you ask, he did film it, and yes, he did post it. Also, while reading up on this guy, I found a different guy from Indonesia who had a different prank where he gave boxes of food to trans people. I think you know where this is going. And it turned out there were boxes of garbage, which is less of a prank and more of a thinly veiled hate crime, also illegal. It's like there's a theme to this video. I'm not sure if you've caught it yet. This leads us to the recent events that caused the creation of this video. So let's start with the Stokes twins and the fact they got arrested for committing fake crimes for a narrative device so that they could harass the shit out of people on the streets and generally just be a public menace. Also commit crimes. They did a bunch of stuff revolving around like the fake bank robbery they did, like asking strangers on the street for help, asking for clothes, and even getting into an Uber who rightfully refused to take them anywhere. Firstly, faking a crime isn't great. Secondly, faking a crime in public is not much better. And thirdly, maybe don't use it to just scare the shit out of people, because somebody will get hurt. At what point does the pros of YouTube videos get outweighed by the cons of you are now a total jackass and also you're committing a crime? When the police initially confronted them, which they show in the video, they got let off with a warning. I'm hanging on the word warning because its definition is important. It means stop doing what you're doing. But for some reason, obscured behind layers of idiocracy, the Stokes twins hath not heeded thy warning and decided to upload the video anyway, despite the fact they knew it was wrong and that they were breaking the law because the police specifically told them in the video. I feel like this basically only happens to YouTubers because of the grind, which just skews priorities completely in the wrong direction. Like, sure, it's illegal, but several million views, so it's worth it, which it isn't, but I guess that's what happens when you get caught up in daily and whatever and making videos, and I don't think it's an ego problem, at least not wholly an ego problem. I think, like, ego does play a part of it, but mostly it's just skewed priorities from just investing too much time into the sphere of YouTube. But let's stop being general and get specific. Specifically, how sometimes ego does play a major part in YouTubers committing crimes. Specifically Jake Paul, specifically his ego. Jake is world-renowned for kind of being a dick and really weird, but mainly for his grotesquely large ego, which is very apparent by the fact he just feels the need to slap his face and name on pretty much anything that moves, make anything about him, and also the fact that he just decided he has a music career despite the fact he didn't work for it and he kinda sucks. But I will say, it is a decent alternative to Kids Bop, if nothing else existed. Jake occasionally comes up in conversation for more situational things like, oh, that time that he had a run-in with the law, but it was actually a prank, or oh, the time he had a run-in with the law, but it wasn't. It was unbelievably annoying doing research for this part of the video because looking up Jake Paul SWAT or Jake Paul arrest gives results for a prank where he was arrested, another prank where he was arrested, him being sued, a girl being drugged at a party at his house, and then finally his house being swatted, which is what I actually wanted information on. Currently, what caused the raid to take place is unknown, but we do know that SWAT was seen carrying guns out of Jake's mansion. And if there's one thing the American police do not need more of right now, it's guns. So thanks, Jake. Anyone surprised by the content of that joke rather than the juxtaposed nature of its existence? It clearly does not understand neither me nor the country I live in. I'd like to talk about Victoria for a second, which is the state I live in. And you may know, possibly because of a certain man's mention of it, that Victoria is currently going through like a little bit of a spike right now. It was more so like a week or two ago. And because of that, we now have harsher restrictions than when we started. Victorians, at the current time of recording this, barring some exceptions, have to wear masks, which they are because it's not a political issue. Masks save lives. We can't leave a 5-kilometer radius of our house. We can't have like more than a few people leave the household at the same time. You can't go to a friend's house. It's basically just significant others, and that's it. And family if you're caregiving. This is foreshadowing, by the way. Jake lives in LA, and being the massive tool he is, decided it would be a great idea to throw a party with like 1 billion people, even though LA itself is one of, if not the most infected parts of the most infected country in the world. Whoops! Also, before you ask, the party wasn't held like earlier it was held in July, like well into, like we knew everything at that point. It was like late July as well. I'm talking about the party now, shut up. The reason I brought up Victoria is not because I'm so self-absorbed the place that I live is the most important. It's because at the current day, we've had around about 17,000 cases. Someone has currently or previously had COVID, 17,000. And Victoria itself is the second most populous state by a decent margin, sitting at 6.6 million, I think it is at this point. 6.6 or 6.3, 6.6 million. California, on the other hand, has a significantly higher population of about 40 million. Unfortunately, it has a lot more cases. It has around 600,000, 640,000, which is 1.6% of the population or something, which is already more than Victoria by a lot. But let's get even more granular about it, because Jake lives in LA, specifically LA County, and that has a population of 4 million, which is a tenth of California, with a case number of 220,000, which is a third of the total cases in California, but only a tenth of the population, meaning around 5% of LA has at some point had COVID-19. Victoria is like 0.25%. So we have all these restrictions in Victoria with the population significantly more than LA with significantly less cases. And Jake thinks it's just a fantastic idea to host a party. At least I think this is a party. It's difficult to see through the airborne STDs. But Jake did respond to people getting angry and said I don't know if I'm going to start partying, which is just a great answer, because he's really crossed the aisle and encompasses both the basic bitch sorority white dude and the basic bitch sorority white girl. So that's astounding. You know, if he keeps working out, I think he really stands a chance of becoming a real boy. And again, the only reason we know any of this is because people filmed it. Which brings me to today's lesson, which is so lacking in educational value, it'll make you realize that this is not an educational show, it's for entertainment. If commit crime, don't film. Thanks for watching, and once again, thank you to Ridge Wallet for the sponsorship. It's on screen. Thank you very much. Great to work with, all of that. Thank you to the fellas that are currently on the screen and scrolling as I'm speaking. Now I have to fill in some space. I am making another Onision book review. I am doing that. I'm like halfway, I think, done with it. And but I have to release this video first, and then the next one, and there's another one that comes even later than that I really want to do, but I need some stuff going on, and it's crazy. Am I right, guys? You can't. I was gonna say up top. Thanks for supporting me. I'm feeling good. How are you guys? I'm good. Yeah. Videos may change in the future, a slight bit, but we'll see. I'm not very consistent. Anyway, thanks for watching. Alright, I'm gonna go stand in the corner now.